So, getting back to your own experience, what education or previous experience, professional experience, do you think best prepared you for your role now and for the rigors of ethical decision making, and in your case, guiding people to make ethical decisions? What experience do you think helped you or prepared you the most for the role that you play now?
When I'm thinking of your students, I think being very current in what's going on in the world, and I always was very, very interested in not just politics but social issues, is helpful, because once you join the firm you have to deal with so many different aspects of life that if you have some base knowledge or experience, that's going to be helpful. Being able to listening really closely, sometimes asking yourself, what is the person really tell me? Because we wear different levels of masks, and what is the person not telling me? And I think in terms of ethics, you want to help. That's a basic element. You want to be helpful. You're not a judge, you're not a prosecutor. You are trying to help people avoid making mistakes, and then in dealing with the mistakes when they happen. So I think I had those attributes.
So do you think that younger workers today, if we can transition a little bit, do you think younger workers today are prepared for informed ethical decision makers? Ethical decision making. Do you think that younger workers today are prepared to make the kind of decisions in public relations that they need to make?
Well, it all depends on their education. It depends on the college they've been to. I've talked to many young college graduates, and when we talk about ethics, yes, I had an ethics course that really counted. That's interesting, so that I think it depends. And younger employees also are more current, I think, than employees like 20, 30, 40 years ago, because of new media, because of exposure to our world, and are more aware of the recent scandals. You have to be careful not to become cynical, and I think ethics can help, because there is another way, and there is the right way, and you can be proud of the work you do, you can be proud of the company you work for. With the economic situation now, you may not be as ready to leave a company than before, because you may not be able to find another job. So maybe that's not a good effect on ethics.
Mm-hmm. What about professional accreditation? Is professional accreditation necessary to guarantee ethical standards within the field of public relations? And if so, what should the standards be for accreditation that would lead to more ethical decision making, in your opinion?
I think accreditation is very important. I'm unfortunately not a member of APR, but I should be, and maybe I will. But I think highly of it, because it's more than just a recognition of what you know, but it's also, there's an element of education about ethics in most of those programs. I'm sure it's the same with Arthur Page Society. So I highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. I think it's very important. And it won't guarantee anything, but it's important. Nothing is guaranteed.
Right. What about continued education for seasoned public relations professionals? Do you think that's something that can lead to more ethical understanding? And do you also think that it's necessary? Is this something that, do you think seasoned professionals should be back in the classroom and learning about this, or is this something they can learn on the job?
I have a mixed feeling about that. Theoretically, I would think it's a good idea, but when you look at executives that are involved hours and hours a day with issues, unless it's something totally new, I don't see them taking the time or thinking it's necessary to go and get some more, credit points like lawyers do. I think it would be interesting if something totally unknown to them or their field or their expertise was presented, and then it might be worth it. But it's hard to, with the busy schedules and the demands of clients, to put aside some time for those credits. I know the legal profession requires it, but it's a little more complex because new things come up all the time in the legal world. It's not quite true for PR.